If you have not heard Erika Kirk in this uncovered, released, maybe Zoom audio, or I guess it's Zoom audio, this audio piece where 12 days after the death, the slaughter, the public assassination of her husband, the most beloved figure in recent politics, 12 days, 12. Most people would say, I can't do a staff meeting. What am I going to do, a pep talk? My heart is broken. I break into tears. Not Erika. It sounded like the most giddy, like some high school cheerleader talking about a bake sale or something. It is the most bizarre thing you've ever heard. Hi, guys. This is insane. She sounds like a 12-year-old. And there's these emojis, and you guys are so insane, using every little juvenescent teenage phrase because you want to be youthful. And I'm a cheerleader. I'm a beauty queen. I'm happy. I know this sounds brutal, but it's true. It's sick. She's, what is she, Vanna White? I don't even know what you call this. It's bizarre. Oh my God. Think about how you would be acting if they put you in front of a sales meeting. And listen, do me a favor. Go to Candace's site. I'm not going to put it here. I'm going to talk to you myself. I don't need their stuff. Go listen to yourself. I'm not going to waste time with... Anyway. To each his own. Or to eat your own. Which is why people learn yoga. Why am I doing this? But my friends, what Candace Owens exposed in this audio is not some little oops misstep or some little momentary PR stumble. It is a seismic, colossal, unbelievably bizarre, giddy moment that forces conservatives and human beings to confront a very uncomfortable truth about leadership instincts and insanity and emotional authenticity. What would you call it? Moral alignment? Because what comes through is not the trembling voice of a woman shattered, destroyed by the loss of her husband, the father of her children, but the confident cadence of some giddy little teeny bopper executive playing CEO, rallying a sales floor, upbeat, metrics driven, and our merch sales are insane. Hey guys, go out there and sell. We have more donations. Charlie? Oh yeah, right, Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Bizarre. Strangely buoyant, bizarrely buoyant, emotionally detached. More Glengarry Glen Ross in this set of steak knives than the grieving widow. More quarterly earnings call than solemn reckoning and the bereft, funereal, lugubrious, shattered voice of a woman whose life was shattered when her life partner, her husband, the father of her children, gunned down. Oh yeah, right. Get over it. Okay, don't mourn. Charlie's in heaven. He wants it. Okay, come on, people. Stop the mourning. Oh, my God. And this contrast is exactly why so many people felt a knot in their stomach and they were going to puke when they listened. I can't say enough because ordinary Americans understand grief at a gut level because we're human. We've seen it before. We've felt it. And they recognize when something doesn't add up, something doesn't line up, something doesn't make sense. And this doesn't line up, make sense. It sounds like performance, like an act, branding, momentum management. It's bizarre, unbelievable. I don't know. This performance wrapped in spiritual language She's a phony, ersatz, synthetic, fugazi. And Candace deserves real credit for articulating what countless listeners felt but hesitated to say. She gave you the okay to say it. You have to. Because this is bizarre. That this was not politically awkward, it was humanly off. Because less than 2 weeks after a violent and public assassination, the tone should not be victory laps and, hey guys, when I hear that guys thing, hey guys, you're insane. The giggles. She's talking about growth metrics, merch tallies. We're doing great in our merch. Sell that merch, yeah. By the way, pizza. Have a little pizza party. Charlie? Oh, yeah, right, Charlie. She almost has to remind herself this celebratory energy. Yet that is precisely what was documented. A call built around scale and reach and speed and expansion. This rallying cry to convert tragedy into hope. Hope for more sales. Operational fuel rather than a pause to honor loss. The loss of not just anybody, but our beloved Charlie. You remember Charlie, don't you? Huh? She's having an easy time processing reality. And by the way, when Erika's tone shifts between invoking God, always God, and praising productivity and joking about grief resources, it creates emotional, again, whiplash that feels transactional instead of, reverent. It sounds like managerial instead of maternal. She's not like Mama Bear. I know if you have anything, if you have any problems, let's pray. You think she start off with a prayer or something. She has to remind herself. She pays lip service to the Bible. She pays lip service to Christianity. She sounds ambitious instead of, reflective and looking back. And Candace's, by the way, her effectiveness, her efficacy here is that she didn't need theatrical editing or exaggerated commentary. No. She let the raw audio speak for itself. Here it is. Unredacted, unexpurgated. She let the tone expose the posture. And she let the incredible contrast between the public image and the private leadership voice reveal the gap. And by the way, you think somebody at TPUSA would have said, we can't do this. Erika, I happen to listen in. You can't do this anymore. Kill that tape. We can't do it. They're going to bury us. You sound like not even that your goldfish died. People more and more over a PEF debt. I'm not trying to minimize that. And the gap that we're talking about is enormous because supporters were led to believe they were watching this fragile widow stepping forward reluctantly, okay, out of duty and sacrifice. I don't want to do this. My heart's not in there. I'll try my best. I just want to be with my babies. No, easy. While the recording paints a picture of someone already in full executive mode, over and done with, ready to go, driving targets, rallying the teams. Come on, teams. Let's reframe that tragedy. Think of it as an engine for acceleration. And now we're going to sell. And that's why this moment cuts deeper than headlines, because it reveals instinct, not script, and temperament, not talking points. She shows you how they exercise authority, rather. When the cameras are off and the donors are waiting, my God, they process grief really well. Let me tell you something, when opportunity knocks, my friends, this is how legacy is handled when power shifts. And Candace was right on to call out the subtle coercion embedded in the messaging. The pressure created when executive corporate boardroom leadership is full steam ahead, while technically offering time off because the message employees hear is not compassion, but conformity. Not, let's take it easy. Let's have some downtime, but performance. No, work hard, work harder. Don't stop now. The merch sales are up. We don't have time for healings. We got to keep pace. And whether it's a healthy culture or not, it doesn't matter. It's productivity, damn it. It's a productivity culture, and it's draped in church language and all the trappings of the Bible and Jesus. Praise Jesus. She is, oh, this one, I thought the others were rough. I can't even watch her. I thought, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm a heartless bastard. I don't think so anymore. And when former staff members describe burnout followed by, vague dismissals and unexplained terminations, the pattern becomes very clear. We demand your loyalty. We want your sacrifice. We don't want to hear your dissent. We have to protect our image, not Charlie's, our image. This is corporate. And it's about this, not money, this. That's an old joke. Candace refused to accept this lazy veneer or shield of everybody grieves differently. That's nonsense. This is one of the most important aspects of this confrontation because while grief is indeed personal, there are universal emotional rhythms and constants that people recognize. And when there's absent, you realize it. And there's cheerful sales energy. Days after a brutal, not just killed in a car accident, but in the neck, blood gushing in a fountain of. It's like a Friday the 13th. It's incredible. And they even said, don't forget, they put up that tent, whatever, they had a facsimile so you could take selfies. That's like having a ride of the JFK assassination or the limousine. It's so tone deaf. This reaction to a brutal loss isn't normal. It's not neutral, and it should not be beyond scrutiny simply because somebody occupies some symbolic role. Don't say anything. It's like when people die all of a sudden. Don't talk about him, he died. But he was a jerk when he was alive. Oh, he's dead now. That doesn't absolve anybody of anything. What about these conservatives who claim to value family and sincerity and moral leadership? Huh? They should be the first ones to insist on consistency. They should be the first ones saying, what are you doing? Erika, what are you doing? Let me tell you something. See, this is where Candace separates herself from this timid class of commentators who avoid, any kind of internal accountability because she's ready, willing, and able to challenge these uncomfortable realities. Instead, her own ideological camp deals with it rather than outsourcing criticism to hostile media. She does it. She's practicing internal discipline. She does it. This isn't sabotage. And that's why attempts to silence her, which of course people won't learn, only intensify the backlash. Because when people are told they are not allowed to notice what feels wrong, they become more suspicious, and the obvious becomes even more so. Okay? Not less. And when defenders about how dare you question Candace responds with the most basic American principle known to mankind. Public leadership invites public scrutiny, especially, dear friends, when that leadership controls donor money, millions, and staff livelihoods, and the future directions of a major political organization. And the deeper issue here is not one audio clip, it's the culture it represents. A transition from, movement and organizational management, from conviction to branding. It was a time of grassroots, and now it's all about boardroom stuff. And meanwhile, Charlie Kirk, dead 12 days ago, built his appeal on accessibility and authenticity and real and emotion and honesty and truth and an emotional connection, not on corporate cadence and executive detachment. Talk about that merch. Hey guys. The guys thing kills me. That's insane, guys. Okay, guys. These emojis. Pizza. She really. It's not personal. It's like Sonny. But the guy, it's not personal. We don't want sterilized messaging. But we want something that's human. And by the way, that's why supporters feel a double loss. They lost the man they loved and respected, and now they feel that they're losing the spirit of what he created. It's replaced by something colder and cooler and apparently slicker, or attempted to be slicker, and more plastic and mannequin-like, Stepfordy, performance-based, theatrical. It's performative. And Candace captured that sense of betrayal with a clarity that is nothing short of brutal, because she understands that movements collapse when leaders forget who the audience really is and who brought them to the dance. Not donors, not consultants, not merch buyers and vendors, not media allies. No, but everyday Americans like you and me who respond to sincerity and recoil and are repulsed and revulsed, so to speak, from manipulation. And by the way, and the Glengarry-Glen Ross comparison resonates so sharply because it captures the underlying energy. Always be closing, always be scaling, always be accelerating, even when the moment demands silence and humility and restraint. Keep going. And that is not strength. It is emotional tone deafness, which is true. Tone deafness that's masquerading as leadership. And when Erika speaks about future vision and long-term plans and organizational growth in the same breath as referencing her husband's death, the effect is jarring, not inspiring, because legacy is not built by speed alone. It's built by trust. And trust can evaporate when people feel that they're being managed and herded instead of respected, and when they feel used instead of honored. And Candace Owens, her broad warning deserves, my friends, serious attention. That influencer, culture, and political leadership are colliding in ways that reward optics over substance and performance over character. They're worried about brand alignment. They don't care about moral grounding. And by the way, and if conservatives want to avoid becoming exactly what they criticize on the left, hollow and corporate and emotionally crippled and scripted and disconnected from real people, then moments like this must be confronted honestly and directly, not buried, not ignored, not rationalized, not sanitized. And that's why this audio that you heard is disgusting. It's a very disgusting artifact to emerge so far. Not because it proves criminal wrongdoing, but because it reveals priorities and their instincts, their temperaments, where they're leaning. It shows who is directed towards power and who's directed toward humility. And by the way, who accelerates and who pauses, who counts numbers and who counts human cost. And Candace Owens did what real journalists and real truth tellers are supposed to do. She held up the mirror and refused to look away. And the public reaction, and I tell you to listen to it, tells the rest of the story. Disgust, discomfort, anger, confusion, disbelief over this bizarre giddiness. Hey guys, this is insane. People know when they're being sold instead of spoken to. And this sounded like a sales call, not a grief call, not a how you doing, how you feeling, not consolation, but a sales call. Come on, let's go. Wipe those tears. Let's go sell, sell, sell. It was like a rally. It wasn't a remembrance. It wasn't an honor of him. It wasn't a prayer. It was a pitch. And that's why it hit with such force, because it cut right through the carefully orchestrated public image. And it showed a leadership style, if you can call it that feels more corporate and more boardroom than the conservative family values that they supposedly espouse. It was about executive branding, not organic movement, stewarding the helm and that kind of thing. And by the way, and if this trajectory, if this continues, the damage will not be confined to one organization. It will ripple outward. And it will weaken the credibility at a time when trust is already fragile. And Candace Owens, our beloved Candy, deserves recognition for lighting that fuse. Not out of malice or meanness, not out of ego or jealousy, but a commitment to accountability. Because if a movement cannot police itself, it will rot from within. And this moment is not gossip. I'm not being mean. It's a warning shot. Not only to Erika Kirk, but to every political leader who believes that this pseudo-emotional performance, by the way, can replace genuine connection and affection and authenticity. Because you must believe that momentum matters, but not more than meaning. Optics can't substitute for integrity because Americans know better than anybody. Americans are not naive. They hear tone, they sense motive, and they remember betrayal. And this audio, which you have to hear it, will not simply fade into the background, my friend, or become some kind of internet noise. It will linger like a rancid flatus in an elevator. That's a wonderful imagery, isn't it? It'll be a reference point, a marker of when supporters realize that something fundamental had shifted. And once that realization takes hold, it's almost impossible to reverse. This is something which, again, I ask, if you have not heard this before, spend some time, go to Candace's channel, listen to it. But don't do it on a full stomach. Make sure you're not driving. If you're a lactating mother or if you're on a pacemaker, consult with your physician because it will make you sick. Now, you. Thank you. The response to our little channel, because this is it. This is the channel. Me. That's it. Has been gratifying because I know what you mean. We've connected on something. We've connected. And I know exactly what you mean. And I thank you for that. Thank you also for following my beloved wife at Lynn's Warriors. Human predation, child trafficking. There's a case going on right now, which you have to know about. This is, of course, a lawsuit against big tech for basically damaging kids neurologically, psychiatrically. It's so important and so critical. And kids need your support. So anyway, thank you for following her. Please follow her at Lynn's Warriors. I appreciate that so much. By the way, I have some comments for you. I have some questions always for you to follow up. And your answers have been terrific. I thank you so much for that. And also, please remember to like the video and hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And now get down to business. What do you think? Did you hear this? Please, first listen to her. Go to Candace, listen to her video, her audio, and then let me know. What did you think? And can you believe somebody would be this stupid or this cold to actually do this? This is Lionel with you, thanking you again. Reminding you to comment as you see fit.